Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Joffrey Noodle Eggs here today, and today we're going to be doing a movie review and unboxing. If you saw my late night horror show at the weekend, I did say that this week coming out is Arrow's release of The Lighthouse, and here it is. I've just managed to pick it up today. Not opened it yet, so we're going to have a look at this together. Make sure I've got my glasses, and we'll have a little look at this together, and then later on I will watch the film and I will add a review of the film to this video. So first of all, let's take off the cellophane. It smells good. It's got one of those J cards which is sort of stuck to the front but not the back. The back has just got the plain thing, so it just sort of hangs on there, which is, there we go. So shall we have a little look at the special features? Here we go, Granddad mode. Right, this is the high definition Blu-ray. It did come out on 4K as well, guys, but I didn't want to go with 4K. I'll tell you why. Because these editions come with one disc, so the 4K will come with a 4K disc, not a 4K and a Blu-ray. And I went with the Blu-ray. I thought because you've got more options with a Blu-ray than you do a 4K. 4K you have to specifically play it on 4K equipment. A Blu-ray you can get away playing on Blu-ray equipment and 4K equipment, so that's why I went with the 4K. Okay, approved by the director Robert Eggers. Now Robert Eggers is the director of The Witch, one of my favourite films. It's got a original low-less 5.1 DTS sound, English subtitles, brand new audio commentary from the author Guy Adams and Alexandra Benedict, audio commentary by co-writer and director Robert Eggers. The Art of Darkness, a brand new in-depth documentary on the film, its production, themes and influences, featuring new interviews with Robert Eggers, the director of photography Jareen Blask, production designer Craig Lamthorpe, costume designer Linda Murr, and author Guy Adams and Alexandra Benedict. It's got The Lighthouse Next Door, the consuming house tale of Robert Eggers. The Lighthouse, a brand new visual essay on the lighthouse and its folklore, influences by author and critic Kat Ellinger, and that could be quite cool. The Lighthouse, a dark and stormy tale, a 3-part documentary on the making of the film. It's got deleted scenes, 2 trailers, image gallery, and limited edition packaging, with reversible sleeve, featuring original and newly commissioned art by Jeffrey Allen Love, limited edition 60-page perfect bound book featuring new writings on the film by Simon Abrahams, Wickham Clayton, Martin Correttio and Alexandra Healer Nicholas, a fold-out double-sided poster featuring original and newly commissioned artwork by Jeffrey Allen Love, 6 double-sided collector postcards, and obviously the film. Okay, so that's what's on this of The Lighthouse. So let's take them out and have a little look. Does smell really good. It's a good box, good quality, very sort of Second Sight. I've noticed that Arrow are trying to copy Second Sight a lot with their collector's editions, which isn't a bad thing, because the Second Sight collector's editions are incredible. Right, so we've got the film. There we go. And I believe it's the original cover. It's the reversible cover. Yep, the original cover. These will be the art cards. They're double-sided apparently. So let's have a look. Very cool. And I think they've all got that on the back, the original cover. So there's one. So that was a bit misleading. Two double-sided. They are double-sided, but it's the same picture. Very cool. I like this one. So there we go. That's your art cards. And they house and sit nicely within the box. So that's cool. Let's put the box back in the box. Okay. We've got a booklet. Very arty, isn't it? Oh, it smells so good. And the booklet sort of shows, it's like I told you in what's in the booklet. It's like a written piece in there by sort of critics and stuff like that in there, with a few sort of photos popped in there. Not too many photos because it is a lot of reading to do, so that's really cool. So here's your booklet. Here's a double-sided poster. So it's going to have the original work. Okay, and then the new commissioned artwork. So that's the poster. So there we go. That's the contents of the limited edition collector's edition of the Lighthouse, which is out today. Came out today. So go and pick it up. It's not too bad. It's £24.99, so it's not too bad. The Blu-ray, the 4K version is £29.99, which again isn't too bad, but it is expensive because you can pick this film up on its original release for about £6, but I would like to see this sort of like new HD edition and have it in my Arrow collection. It's going to sit nice amongst my collector's editions, so that's cool. So what we're going to do, we're going to go and watch the movie, and I'm going to come back and give you a little review. Well, I'm back, and it's now the sort of 9:30 at night, and the sky's coming down, and I've watched the movie, The Lighthouse. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's amazing. It's absolutely incredible. It's just such a great film. Absolutely love it. Oh man. Let me find my glasses, guys. Just want to find out. I'm not going to go through a big synopsis of the film here because I want you to discover it yourself. But this stars Robert Pattinson and William Dafoe. And it's about a lighthouse. It's about these two lighthouse keepers that have come to do their 4-week stint. In the lighthouse, you do like a 4-week stint. You work 4 weeks and you're off 4 weeks, you work 4 weeks, like that. And that's how they work. They're away from, because it's a little island on its own, you can't keep coming back every day. So it works like that. And William Dafoe, he's like, he's the old boy, he's the captain of the lighthouse. And Robert, he's the new lad, because the last guy apparently that used to work with, when it killed himself, he went a bit crazy and sort of started to see visions in the light and stuff like this. So he went a bit crazy and killed himself. The film is pretty much about the relationship between these two guys and how they deal with the loneliness of being in this sort of environment for 4 weeks and the sort of cabin fever that can come along with it. William Dafoe is a bit of a bully actually when it comes to being a boss. He really sort of pushes Robert Pattinson to the edge, you know what I mean? Because he's telling him to do this, to do that, to do this, to do that, and when they first sort of get to be together, they don't get on at all. Robert Pattinson's quite a withdrawn, sort of quiet person who just wants to get on with it, and William Dafoe's like this loud bully, sort of old sort of sea captain. I think he used to be a sailor, but he lost his sort of leg, and so he's now like a lightkeeper. And Robert Pattinson, he used to be like I think like a lumberjack sort of timberman, and now he's wanted to get away from all that, and he's now working as a lightkeeper on this island just off the coast here in America, New England, America. This is an old film based in like the 18 sort of in New England sort of time, almost around the same sort of time as The Witch, maybe a little bit more sort of like the sort of like 1800s rather than the sort of 1700s. So it's probably about 50 to 100 years on from like The Witch sort of time, and the relationship sort of builds up between the two, and you see poor old Robert. He's just working and working and working, and really struggling with a relationship with the seagulls, because they keep hounding him and stuff like this. And William Dafoe says, "Don't kill a seagull, a seabird. It's bad luck." And he's like asking why. I think it's an old sailor's tale, and it is an old sailor's tale. They believe in these sort of seagulls is the soul of a sailor that's been lost at sea, sort of died at sea, and his soul goes into like and that's an old sort of fable. I remember my dad telling me something like that years ago, and he's pretty much repeating that, but he sort of like gets fed up with this one bird that keeps coming back, and he ends up sort of killing him, the bird, and sort of like in a sort of really vicious way. And it's about their minds trying to keep sane in this sort of like isolated area, just the two of them, two completely different people, and that they're sort of like really trying to get on with it and control their normal sort of human behaviours and their male sort of like urges as well. You know, there's a couple of scenes where they sort of like relieve themselves of that in the film, and the sort of story progresses, and as they get sort of nearer the end of their sort of turn, they tend to become a bit more open towards one another, and sort of like not become friends, but they sort of like tolerate each other and have a bit of sort of like a drink and a sing and stuff like this, and that's the sort of thing that goes on. But there's like a real sort of horror element going on. William Dafoe will not let Robert go up to the lights. He says that's my area. He keeps trying to go up there, but he won't let him up there, and he sees this weird creature sometimes up there that's in the light area. So it's like I said, it's got a little bit of a Lovecraftian feel to it. A little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. But it's got a real sense of cabin fever, a real sense of like restraining yourself from someone you don't particularly like, and then finally getting to sort of like learn from each other and get on with each other. But I'm not going to tell you what happens in the film because I want you to find it out. It's an amazing film. It's absolutely amazing. It's right up there with The Witch for me. Really, really cool. Really well acted. Absolutely incredible. So the pluses of this Amazon is that they've kept it in the sort of 13mm sort of frame rate. So you got your borders either side, and it's just like one little bit there. And so it's still kept in that frame, which is really, really cool. And it's filmed in black and white, which is amazing. And it's really well acted. The characters, you kind of like them both, but you don't like either of them at the same time. You know, you can see that William Dafoe's like this old sea dog, and he's sort of like been around. He's lived his whole life around the sea, and and Robert is like this new guy on the block, and obviously William don't like that because he's like, well, you know, because he's the new guy on the block. And their relationship sort of builds up and falls apart, and all these sort of like odd things happen at this lighthouse, which is quite disturbing. So you need to watch it and find out. I'm going to score The Lighthouse an essential watch and give it a 10 out of 10. It was that good to me. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, guys. It's a very slow moving film, like The Witch and stuff. But what is terrifying, I think, about this film, that absolutely makes it terrifying, is two things: the soundtrack and the ambient sort of noises that are going on. The sound of that huge sort of siren, and all these kind of sort of things that it builds up the tension of the film, and it's like, oh my god, what's going to happen? And that's scary alone. Being on this island and living in this lighthouse with the weather and no one around if anything goes wrong, and these noises, it's just terrifying. And that makes the film absolutely horror film. This is a horror film. It's a very sort of dark. It's a very dark film, the dark storyline, but it's absolutely amazing. 10 out of 10. Any of you guys seen The Lighthouse? If you have, let me know down below what you thought of it. Yes, it's a very slow burn, and a lot of it is jibber jabber, but I quite like that because of the characters. There's just two actors in the film, and I like that too, because they manage to hold that presence. They manage to hold your attention. They grab your attention. They make you want to watch it. They make you want to say, what is actually going on? Is there something that Robert's hiding? That's why he's come to work there. What's William Dafoe doing up at that light? Why isn't he allowed up there? And you want to find out what's going on, and stick with it, because it's definitely worth finding out. And that is my review of The Lighthouse. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Please go and check out some horror channels for me. Check out Horror Hands, Horror Geek, Manvy Film, RS Designs, Pizzlewell, I'm the Ice Lord, Sarah of Horror, Cat Watches Horror Movies, Grumpy Andrew's Haunted House, and a massive shout out to my lad Lemon Lord, who I believe is waiting delivery on his copy of this. And I hope you enjoy it, mate. I really do. It might be a little bit slow for you, but stick with it, see what you think. Maybe a few viewings, and you might see the sort of the love that I feel for it after one viewing. But stick with it. Till next time, guys, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I see you all soon.